Okay, so today I'm going to show you the expenses application. It's a multi-page application, so it's going to show you how to do page navigation. It's also going to show you how to do user rights and stuff like that, and changing themes. So as you can see, it's got quite a few pages. Let's run the app and log in as myself. Alright, so I have a menu here with one item on it. So click on it and it takes me into a page to do stuff. So let's go back. Well, actually, I could have just logged out from the previous one. Log out and let's log in as administrator. And now you can see different user rights. So logging in as a user, I had one option on my menu. Logging in as an administrator, I had many options on my menu. So let's take a look at the menu page, see how that works. So the menu itself, look at a button. So this button is only rendered when the admin user, in my session state, my admin user is set to yes. We can also see that the button has an attribute, a style attribute, to make it larger. So I could have done this through a style sheet and tagged this button with a certain class, or I've done it in line here, which isn't very clean, but shows you how it works. When I press this button, it's a redirect. It redirects me to this URL. So it takes me to the same system I'm in, but it passes these parameters, which is the app I'm in, change the page to page 100, passes in my current session, there's no request string, and it sets the debug flag to whatever I've currently got my debug flag set to, if I'm debugging the application or not. Okay, so that's a redirect. Now a redirect bypasses post-page processing. We don't submit the page back to the processor, we just jump directly to the new page with a redirect. The other way to do it is to change the page as part of a page submission. So let's show you that. Let's go back to the region. And all these are redirects with the label behind them. I'm going to add a new one. Alright, p test. And I'm going to have the checkbox checked, so it's going to add a label and a text box by default. I'll leave the label, I don't care, but the text box I'm going to change to a submit button. So it submits the page when I press it, and I'm going to make the label for the button OK. Alright, so let's submit that and run the page. So right at the bottom of my menu, there it is, my label and my OK button. So press it, it just submitted the page and came round again. Well, big deal. Let's jump to that page and come back to the menu so we can see something special. Alright, so our URL up here. I'm in application 19, page 110, and this is my current session key. There is no request string at the moment, and debugging is turned off. Let's press the button and watch the URL change. So the app stayed the same, the page stayed the same, the session stayed the same, but the request string got changed to the name of the button that was pressed. And I'm still in no debug. So what I want to do is in post-page processing, look for that button and change the page to, let's go to the same page that this was on, page 80, and navigate via a submission of the page. So let's edit the page, go into the region, and the post-processing for this is, I'm going to set my session page equal to page 80. So whenever this region is submitted, it will jump to page 80. Submit. Run the page. Come down here, press OK. And now it changed page after submitting. So I could have done some processing as part of my navigation. Come back. Well, that's not quite clean enough, because whenever this page gets submitted now, it's going to jump to page 80. I really want to filter it so it only does it when that button is pressed. So let's go to the region. And we said that it was the request string that got changed. So when the session request is equal to, oops, if the session request is equal to that button name, then we jump to page 80. I'm going to submit that. And I'm also going to add another button, test2 add. And let's change this to a submit button as well. So it's a submit button, and its label is not OK. So I have not OK. If I press it, P110 test 2 was the button that was pressed. That one navigated, P110 test button. After the page processing, I can actually clear the request string. Okay, so on the next page, or in page processing, I can actually clear out the request string if I don't want the page pre-processing to work on it. So when you post the page, I can look at the request string. The request string is then passed on for page pre-processing of the next page, or the same page, it's still the request string. So as part of my post-processing, I can clear that string out so that it doesn't do any logic unless I really want it to. Okay, so that's page navigation. We can do redirects, and we can do changing on submit. So let's change the theme, because this is a bit of an eyesore. So edit the page, come up to the application itself, and themes are chosen via the theme chooser. And let's just change it to a more professional looking one. Submit that and run the application. Okay, nice and clean, or cleaner. Alright, different look. Now this application itself, if I log out and log back in as my user, okay, I've still got those buttons there, I'll clear those out. But the point of this application is to do expense reports. So if I go into an expense report, let's create a test expenses, and I can bill it to an account. So in my administrator tool, I can map accounts to users, create. So I've just created this test expenses. Let's view it. I'm not going to submit the expense report yet because I haven't put any expenses on it, but let's view it. And pick a date, pick a category, mileage, and let's say it costs 40 to do it, so add. Alright, so that's how we can add meals, 20, add. So now, once I've built my expense report, I can also do and from email, which is a feature I've added in here. It knows that I've logged in as me, and it brings in a number of emails. Well, these emails were sent from my cell phone when I took pictures of receipts and pages and things. So I didn't actually put a body of the email. I could easily put a body of my text email, or I can, when I took a photo, attach it to the email. So, a very fuzzy photo. Pick another image. Okay, or I can view it large. Okay, so I have my receipt that I put in through my cell phone. I mailed it to my company's posting at summit.cognitive.line, and then I pull them out based on the user who sent them. And as I log into my expense system, it shows me the ones that I sent in. And then I can say, right, well, I bought, on this date, I bought, what did I buy? 799, a TV. 299.99, yep, other thing. So I bought that TV. All right, so let's go back to my expense report. 299.99. As you can see here, I can now see that entry, I can view the email body that there wasn't one, or view the attachment, or delete the entry. In fact, I've got a fix to make for the date there. It didn't bring the date over. But the point is that you can see how you can, when you take this application apart, how you can use the email polling feature to add email to your applications, or an email feed in anyway. And that actually was one of the features that I wanted to reuse on another sample application we've got in here called Files Away, the document management solution. It may be nice to be able to add documents via email. But these are sample applications, so I want to leave them simple and small bricks that you can consume and then build a more powerful application of your own with. Alright, so that showed you page navigation, it showed you user rights, it showed you how to do email, and it showed you changing styles. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks very much.